what do you think, Noel? Sexism? Tim Robbins has a lengthy career, ends up winning an Oscar. George Lucas has $1 billion. And poor Leah Thompson never gets to make movies again. I'm exaggerating. I'm exaggerating that a little. But do you think when her agent called her for this one, he was like, so remember how in Back to the Future your character tried to f*** your own son? Well, in this one, you're going to try and f*** a giant duck.
Yeah, this does seem like a strange career path for her. What happened to her after this?
She did do a couple of other things. She has TV sitcom Caroline in the City.
Okay.
It was famously on in the 90s.
Famously on. That's about as good as it gets.
I think it was rated very highly.
Yeah. Wow. This was not what I was expecting.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. I don't know what I was expecting, but it definitely wasn't this.
I just knew that it was a Marvel comic.
Well, I think that your expectations may have been unfairly set up by the current Marvel Comics movies.
Yeah, and I wasn't thinking we were going to be getting an Iron Man type story here, but I
that's good. Thank goodness.
But I wasn't ready for all that this was about.
That's totally fair. Welcome to Bad Movies and Beer. I'm Cooper.
And I'm Nolan.
And this week we are discussing a movie that we probably should have known was going to be this bad. It is a legendary all-time Hollywood bomb, Howard the Duck.
Oh my goodness. For some reason, I felt going into this he was going to be a detective, and I don't know why, but that's not where this turned out.
I could see that. I think maybe he's wearing like a trench coat or something on the Blu-ray case or the movie poster, and so that kind of tracks with what I was thinking.
Yeah, kind of how he's... Yeah, I thought it was going to be a bit of a film noir where the duck was the main character trying to solve a murder or a missing person here, but that is not what we got.
A duck detective?
Yes.
Just steering into the shitty duck puns. I'll have more.
God.
I'll have more as we go along.
The movie was full of them, so it's only fair that we bring them out here too.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, this is really something, and we're going to cut through all of it. I don't know what to say. It's a tough one, man. I've always wondered about this, and now I no longer wonder.
That's good, but like every episode, what do we have to do here?
Drink beer, thank God.
Yeah,
and we have paired this one up with a beer that I think appropriately matches the movie. What are we drinking today, Noel?
Yeah, we're drinking Ducks.
Yeah, it's an IPA just called Ducks. Sadly, an IPA, but...
Well, I mean, last season you started to turn the corner on some of these, and I'm hoping that continues as we move through the sixth season here.
I'm actually a little nervous to drink this for that reason.
Yeah,
I feel like I took a little bit of heat for being so staunchly anti-IPA for so long, and then I liked a couple last year, and I heard a little bit about it.
Yeah, good. I'm glad that the people are speaking to you and that you're feeling that. This is from Burdock Breweries in Toronto. Burdock has 2 locations. They've been brewing downtown for about a decade now. I think they opened in 2015. Their motto is we only make delicious beers, and the focus for them is making beers that pair well with food. So they actually say they want pale and easy drinking tends to be their style. So I'm hoping that this is an easy drinking IPA for you. I think it probably will be.
Well, we'll put that to the test. I'm not looking forward to this, but I wasn't looking forward to this movie either. And
I think you were.
Well,
yeah.
No, you're right. I was.
You were looking forward to this. So that was the problem. Expectations were too high for Howard the Duck. They are not high for this. So this is going to pay off for you in the end.
Well, let's find out. Why don't we crack into it right now?
Let's do it.
So after the Universal logo, we see a city skyline and the words George Lucas Presents, which, if we're talking about anything other than American Graffiti or the first 3 Star Wars movies, usually means you're about to watch a big piece of shit.
Hey, you left Willow off that list.
Oh, was he involved in Willow?
Oh, yeah.
George Lucas?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Maybe
Okay.
I'm wrong, or is it just a Spielberg?
You're the fucking Willow aficionado. If anyone should know this, it's you.
Well, now I have to look it up. I thought they were both involved, to be honest.
Gonna eat a big plate of shit in our second episode of the season?
Yeah, I'm about to. We're not going to leave this up to the audience to tell me that I'm an idiot, but here we go. The film is executive produced by George Lucas. Written by Bob Dolman from a story by Lucas.
Wow, from a story by Lucas.
Yeah, so Lucas both wrote the story, and so I guess what I'm learning here is that George Lucas can only write stories for small children.
Fuck, dude. The target audience for this has to be like, I don't know, 8-year-olds who are like horny or something. What's the...
I guess kind of. They do kind of make it slightly titillating, but keep it very PG. We're going to have a lot of complaints about this movie as we move forward. I think the tone is going to be pretty negative. I don't think either of us are going to be defending this piece of shit, but I do wish that they had have steered slightly more into adult comedy instead of children's comedy.
I thought you were going to say adult content, and I was
no,
you really wanted to see her with that duck.
No, I definitely did not need to see that. That's a reminiscent of that puppet movie that we watched as a phone.
Fuck, man. We're going to get to Howard the Duck in a second and what he looks like, but I found these costumes, because it's a person. It's a little person inside a duck costume, right? With like an animatronic head.
I think so. It's
haunting. These effects were haunting. I didn't care for it.
No, it is kind of scary. It's true.
Yeah. Well, it turns out the city we just saw is Marshington, D.C. We discovered that during a duck pun-filled walkthrough of the apartment of our main character, that is, of course, Howard the Duck. He's returning home from work, and after he turns on the TV and cracks a tall, cool Birdweiser, we quickly learn that this entire world is inhabited by giant, sentient ducks. Or wait, I guess ducks are sentient, right? Intelligent, that's the word I was looking for.
Yes. Instead of people evolving from apes in this universe, they evolved from ducks.
We'll learn that later in a, in hindsight, very obvious diatribe by your least favorite character in this movie.
Yeah, and one of my favorite actors, so it's pretty bad here.
Yeah. Well, inexplicably, Howard the Duck is suddenly launched out of his apartment and past his delightfully egg-shaped planet's atmosphere into outer space, where we get a lengthy narration about the cosmos.
In these galaxies, every possible reality exists. Here, all is real and all is illusion. What is, what was, and what will be start here with the words, in the beginning there was Howard the Duck.
And both of us had the exact same reaction here. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, really, really confusing. I don't understand, one, why we're in a birdiverse, and two, why he's getting sucked out of this universe. Him and his lazy boy chair go flying into the sky. The chair bursts into flames when it crosses the atmosphere, but he doesn't. Apparently, ducks don't burn. And
yeah.
I don't know, something about the oils in their feathers. And he flies through basically a wormhole.
It did not look
particularly real.
None of this looks particularly real.
No. And then this whole cosmos thing seemed like overblown and ridiculous. And I'm just like, what the hell is happening? And who wrote this story?
Well, overblown and ridiculous, especially when we find out why he's actually getting pulled through space. It has nothing to do with the cosmos, unless you believe in like destiny, which you do not.
Why do you say that?
Because you're a cold, logical man who,
Cold and calculating is what you're saying.
Oh, I didn't say calculating. Ominous. That's an ominous way to start our sixth season. No, what we see is that whatever higher power or purpose has dragged Howard from his home planet and or dimension has deposited him on Earth, specifically in dingy, grungy 1980s Cleveland, where, after diving into an empty barrel to avoid being beaten up by some punks, he thwarts an attempted mugging, or worse, of Marty McFly's mom that just happens to crash into the very barrel he's hiding in. And, as you would expect from a master of quack fu, his words, he quickly dispatches the two attackers. But as you might have not expected, Leah Thompson invites him back to her place after longingly staring at him in the rain. So I guess someone's looking to get ducked, huh?
Oh, God.
I got more. There's more coming.
They're just going to be coming all the time.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. She is looking to fill her shell with
good God. What?
With a bit of duck sauce.
Now that one's good. I like that. Yeah, man.
No, this is ridiculous.
It is.
He gets pulled out of his world. He sees like duck women with human nipples. He sees a planet shaped like an egg.
See duck boob. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird, right?
So weird.
It's weird. And then we see his Earth is shaped like an egg, crashes down into grungy Cleveland. He even tries to get into the bar and is thrown out with like a series of ridiculous hijinks. I think one of my least favorite parts about this movie is the amount of silly, like, I don't know if fish out of water is the right word.
Duck out of water.
Duck out of water comedy. But it's more the like slapstick, throw you around kind of stuff. It reminds me a lot of 1941 from our previous season. I feel like Spielberg and Lucas here both cannot do this like action comedy thing because it does not work very well.
No, he is. He's getting launched all over the place. People are like throwing him around. He ends up on the front of a motorcycle at one point, and then it ends
with some very sad music. The musical tones in this movie are either like over the top, so over the top, or ridiculously out of place. Like they don't fit with what is sort of supposed to be happening on screen. And we'll talk about moments of that. But she sees him there and her heart and loins melt for him, apparently, as she invites him back to her place.
Yeah, we get some more of that kind of soaring orchestral music while they're at her place. And whatever this relationship is, I do not endorse it. But we get to see it start developing here. Howard tells her about his home planet and about himself, how his parents wanted him to be a plastic surgeon, but he chose to pursue the life of an artist, specifically a songwriter, only to end up having those dreams dashed. Or were they?
It sort of sounds like you sold out.
Maybe. But sometimes I still get this feeling there's some kind of special destiny waiting for me.
Howard, that's it. Maybe that's why you're here. I mean,
What?
I believe that there are no accidents in the universe. Maybe you're here for some greater purpose, some cosmic cause.
Yeah, Howard, maybe that's why you're here.
For his special destiny. It's not to be doing plastic surgery or construction on Earth. It's because he needs to help her fulfill her musical and his musical dreams. Or maybe it's because he's needed to save the world against an overlord demon from outer space.
Yeah, he's not needed to give duck women bigger duck boobs with bigger human nipples on his own planet. That plastic surgery career is unnecessary. Yes. No, man. We can see right away where this is going. All of this is leading up to like exactly what you're saying here. He's going to do all these fucking things. And speaking of seeing where things are going, after Howard falls asleep in her apartment, Leah Thompson gently strokes his feathers and stares at him longingly again, asking herself, what am I going to do with you, with a wry grin? And that's after she found a duck condom in his wallet. So George Lucas is just steering us right into this thing.
Yeah, this is where you're sort of like, isn't this a comedy for children?
Yeah, first I was like, is that a condom in his wallet?
But the biggest problem with the Duck Jimmy was it wasn't wrapped.
It was unwrapped, and also the dimensions confused me. It seemed too narrow.
Oh, okay. Like,
because he is short, but he still has like the width.
I can't say I've ever spent a lot of time looking at duck dong, so I don't know whether they like. That would be an interesting question. Did the effects or like the prop people like go study some duck?
Did they do the research?
The Jimmy hat that they made for him was going to be appropriate. I'm not sure. Imagine that's your job.
George Lucas is like, listen, I've got a special assignment for you. I need you to go down to the marsh.
I need you to measure some
I need you to
duck
turn on some ducks so they get aroused. And you got to be right there with the camera, a ruler, tape measure, something. Good Lord. No, I just thought in my mind, because it's clearly like a little person in a duck costume. Do little people wear do they make like dwarf-sized condoms?
Don't little people have regular-sized dongs?
Oh, that's a great question. I've never seen a little person's dong.
I'm not sure either, but I think...
If you're a little person and you'd like to tell us about average little person dick size, at the BNB Podcast on Twitter and Instagram, we'd love to hear from you.
Send Cooper photos.
That's hey now. It turns out we're not the only ones seeking answers here. Leah Thompson is seeking some answers too, or at least a way to help Howard get back to his home planet. So she takes him to see a scientist friend of hers, played inexplicably by Tim Robbins. And when I say scientist, I basically mean mad scientist, because he is playing this character well beyond the limits of anyone who could credibly be employed by a scientific institution.
He is ratcheted up to a 12 here. How does she get him there without people being concerned about there being a walking, talking duck?
She wraps him up in a garbage bag with holes cut into it, except he's talking the whole time, so anyone walking by would think at least there's like a child in that garbage bag.
There's a problem here, and she's like dragging him and bumping him on stairs and into doorways and stuff, and you're just like, oh my goodness. And this is where I think this movie is a failed comedy, and it really like... And the comedy
failed
is
everything.
Yeah, but the comedy is the intention, and it really just doesn't work. But yeah, so we've arrived at Tim Robbins, ratcheted up to level 12 mad scientist here, and he wants to treat the duck like a live alien specimen. What's his plan here?
Well, it is a live alien specimen. He wants to get it kind of looked at and analyzed by greater scientific minds than his own. At one point, he takes them to it's like a museum, I guess, and they're looking at the other displays of prehistoric animals in cages. And this is where he comes up with his theory.
I want you both to imagine somewhere in the universe is Howard's world. A world almost exactly like ours, except that the progenitor of the dominant species was not a monkey, but a duck.
And you can read all about this and some of Tim Robbins' other findings in next month's issue of America's preeminent science journal, Duh.
Yeah, this one's pretty laid out. You kind of understand this one pretty quickly. We also find out that he's not much of a scientist because the other scientist orders him to go clean puke off of
He's a lab
another
assistant. He's not even a scientist.
He's nothing. And so this has got Howard the Duck all riled up. He's pissed off. He was made to wear that fucking garbage bag and get dragged around. 2, he's got this idiot lab assistant asking him all these questions and being a dick. And he's had it. He tells them both to beat it. He even tells what appears to be his new love interest that he's done with her. He's had enough of this and he can make it on his own.
He is just resigned to his fate of being trapped on this planet. So Howard does what any rational person or a duck would do and sets out to find a job. So he goes to a job placement agency where he gets reamed out by some black lady who accuses him of dressing up like a duck, I guess, to try and avoid having to work. It wasn't totally clear what she was getting at there. But what was clear was that when she turns around, he tries to bite her ass.
He'd had enough of her telling him that he's not going to skate by and
is
live
that
on
how
the
you
bogey.
read that? I thought he just liked what he saw and he was going to take a little chunk out.
No, I thought that was his retaliation for her dressing him down over and over again. Yeah.
Apparently I went to the Marv Albert School of Seduction. You bite that lady's ass? I don't know.
Bite that lady's ass. That's what he wanted to do. Well, she does hook him up with a job that's not too far away from ass biting.
Yeah, where's he end up landing, Noel?
Oh my goodness. He gets a job as the towel boy at a bathhouse.
Dude somehow finds the only straight bathhouse on Earth. There are always gay bathhouses. You don't even need to say that. You say bathhouse and everyone knows it's a gay bathhouse. But this one is all full of reasonably attractive hetero people just banging in hot tubs. But instead of thanking his lucky stars that he's getting paid to watch them bone down, Howard quits after first knocking his obnoxious boss into a mud bath. And I wish I could say this would be the last time that I asked myself what the hell was happening in this movie, but it absolutely was not.
I mean, to be fair to Howard, he was pretty pissed off because he got thrown into a DNA-filled hot tub with 2 people banging in it. And he also lets us know that he's a duck who can't swim. So he almost drowns by...
What a way to go.
I don't know. There is a lot of personal juices floating around in that water. And I think he was not down for that yet. He does knock his boss into this gross cesspool. I don't know the last time they cleaned that hot tub, but it was...
it was a mud bath. It wasn't a hot tub.
Oh, okay. It was disgusting.
But I think he was saying they need to clean it.
Yeah.
I think he was literally, I'm going to get Howard to clean this thing, and instead, he's the one in there.
So he quits and heads out onto the city bus, and this isn't going to cause any problems, is it?
I mean, it doesn't cause any problems in the truest sense. He attracts a lot of attention, but at this point, he's resigned to living on Earth. He's going to live his life. Apparently, he managed to rent an apartment or some shit. I don't know how he pulled that off.
More duck out of water comedy here.
There you go.
Somehow, though, the bus takes him back, and he winds up in the same kind of Cleveland slums where he had crashed down before. And it almost seems like this wasn't intentional.
It didn't seem like it was. He saw the part where he fell through a grate or something. He saw the grate all mangled.
I know. So he was confused, but somehow he gets back there and he arrives at the bar as Leah Thompson is performing with her band on stage.
That's right. And left with nowhere to go and a heart full of regret, he's there, we can assume, to try and make amends with her. And when he hears the band's manager taking a payoff in exchange for offering up the girl's services after the show, Howard decides to spring into action. Actually, these CD characters spring him into action themselves by throwing him down the bar. You know how they used to like slide a guy along the top and let go, and then the guy flies off the end and crashes into chairs and tables and stuff? I feel like you never see that anymore.
That was definitely a classic Western thing, right?
Yeah,
There's
man.
not as many saloons out there as there used to be.
You can
so
do
we
it at
don't-
any bar. You just run the guy down the bar, and there he goes. Anyway, Howard pops back up, marches down the bar, and threatens the manager at Ice Pick Point to release the band from their contract, which he does.
I'm warning you. I bite your face. You're a dead man, Ginger.
What are you talking about?
Space rabies.
Richie, is that a real disease? I don't know, Ginge. I heard something about that on the news.
Space rabies, Noel. That's the real Birdemic.
Oh, no. Oof, I can't believe you're bringing that piece of shit movie up. That was a
Always and forever. Over and over again.
Yeah, that one is terrible.
Is it worse than this? Honestly, let's ask ourselves.
Yes.
I'm not convinced. Well, I mean, like worse from a production standpoint, absolutely. But I think I might have enjoyed that one more. We'll get to our ratings at the end.
We'll get there. So Howard gets the girls released, and he decides to, after the show, sneak into their dressing room to see them. And guess what? All 4 of them get when they see that duck come in the door.
Well, I mean, he's not just showing up by himself. He's also
he
bringing
shook his feathers, and then he came out of the rain.
He's also bringing the good news about their manager and the money that he was supposed to give them, and they don't even do any weird sex stuff, so why wouldn't they be on board? You forgot to mention, though, we also get more Tim Robbins shenanigans here. I'm sure you enjoyed that.
He's so annoying. This character is brutal.
It's not good. And Howard the Duck also, once again, gets invited back to Leah Thompson's place, where he puts on a full-court press once he gets a look at her in her underwear and braless crop top. When she mentions needing to find a good man, he tells her,
Maybe it's not a man you should be looking for.
You think I might find happiness in the animal kingdom, Ducky?
Like they say, Dal, love's strange. We could always give it a try.
And despite the PG rating, it really, really seems like they're going to do this. Although Howard is maybe not as up for it as he pretends to be, because once she starts playing along, he gets extremely flustered, overexcited even. And I don't know about you, but for a minute there, I thought there was going to be a premature ejaculation. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Yeah, we were about to get an American Pie moment, I thought, too. I thought that was going to happen here. He was not ready. He pretended to play a big game, but it seems like he hasn't touched many
human women? Well, never would have.
feathers in his day. I don't know. It can't be that different if they were fully evolved duck people. It just felt like they had feathers instead of skin. I don't know.
She looked good in that outfit, though. You got to look, and he was all in.
He definitely became all in. She's already got a nickname for him, too. He's Ducky to her now, and she seems like she's fully in love. She was going to go through with boning down on that duck bill.
Well, no, she tells him that she was kidding, and they have a little good night kiss. And this all gets interrupted by Tim Robbins, who has brought a couple of real scientists with him, one of whom, Dr. Jennings, thinks he actually knows how Howard got here. See, Dr. Jennings and his team were operating a giant laser in an attempt to probe the depths of outer space, and that laser accidentally hit Howard's planet, which is how this zany adventure started. But, and stay with me here, Noel, if they can reverse the laser, maybe they can send Howard back. Sounds good to me. So I guess we'll have to hope nothing happens to any of that delicate scientific equipment.
Well, that would never happen in any movie ever where there was a necessity for one thing to work perfectly. Does that ever break, or does anything put that in threat?
Yeah, you almost never cut to the giant smoldering remains of where that laser was because some giant explosion happened at the thing. No.
And that's exactly where we go. They arrive at this scientific laboratory to find a panic going on as scientists are running out burned, and there's been a bit of an explosion. That's not going to go really well for our Howard the Duck character here, is it?
No, it's fucked, man. Their whole plan is fucked, and Dr. Jennings is missing. Not only that, but the police want to arrest Howard for what they believe is an elaborate prank. I guess they thought some guy dressed up in a duck costume, and then really want to arrest him when they find out he's an actual alien. They even handcuff him, so that's it, man. Game over. Roll the credits, huh?
You think he's going to stay in jail?
Yeah.
They're going to escape the cops, and you know how they're going to do it?
I do not recall.
Leah Thompson is going to steal a cop's gun and hold him at gunpoint while Howard the Duck hits him and they're able to run away.
Yeah.
This leads to a shoot to kill declaration from the rest of the police officers.
I swear you just said declaration and I wasn't even intentional, and I think that's tremendous. It's a great Freudian slip right there. Wasn't there something where he had like a cigar in a garbage can? How did they get the cop's gun in the first place? I remember
that's how they
details.
did it. He lights a fire in a garbage can. The cop decides to stick his head in the can to solve the fire problem because, that's how you put out
Where's
fires.
that coming from?
Oh, my God.
Let me get halfway in the garbage can. No, man, this is so silly. And after making this daring escape, Howard and Leah Thompson find Dr. Jennings alive, but maybe a bit worse for wear. And this leads to an even more daring escape as Jennings piles him into a station wagon and smashes through a gate, all while battling the strange sensation that something alien is taking over his body. They end up veering across several lanes of highway traffic, through a ditch, and eventually coming to a stop just short of smashing through the side of a restaurant. It's a Cajun sushi restaurant, which sounds a lot better than whatever the hell is happening with Dr. Jennings right now. You ever had Cajun sushi?
No, but I'd be down for it.
I would too. That sounds good.
I love sushi and I love Cajun spices.
Same.
If you could coordinate those in some way, I think that's the best idea put forth in this movie.
Yeah, I agree. I'm down. I would love some of that.
The producers here do, and the writers do drop that they are going on a duck hunt here. There's definitely that big pun played out through there. But that's on hold because we're about to have just an incredible experience at this diner. How's this dinner going to go for our duck, our sexy lady, and our scientist that's turning into some kind of demonic universe monster?
Yeah, I tried to write down what happened here, and honestly, it didn't really make sense as I was doing it. As I'm reading it back now, it also still doesn't really make sense. I can't totally explain what's happening here. I guess Dr. Jennings is being possessed by some kind of intergalactic demon as he keeps promising the end of the world. There's like a weird spiritual waitress and who doesn't think that Howard's a duck or is okay with him being a duck, and jokes about cannibalism when she brings him eggs, and Howard ends up fighting a bunch of rednecks after Jennings destroys some ketchup and mustard with laser beams he shoots from his eyes. And I don't know what any of this was, but I am 100% sure what it wasn't, and that is necessary. We didn't need most of this.
Well, the conversation to start it is definitely the exposition needed to explain what is taking over Dr. Jennings' body, right? We're learning that the dark overlord of the universe is now here.
They don't believe him.
Which is stupid.
They're like, oh,
which
Jennings,
is really stupid.
You've got a
because
concussion.
They should believe him because they already have a duck from another universe on their planet. It's clear that this laser has the capability to do this, and it doesn't make sense that they don't believe him. That was the part that I was most frustrated with, is that they didn't immediately be like, oh, fuck, we got to solve this.
Well,
now.
the same thing happened to Peter Berg and Shocker that we watched last year.
Yeah, they just
He's saying all this stuff, and they're like, dude got his bell rung in football practice.
It's true. Yeah, I guess you're not going to believe it, but I feel like they should have. This scene does completely fall into a ridiculous action sequence, again, giving me 1941 vibes here.
Well, that was also, there's a scene in a diner in that movie too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's getting silly. The duck's running across counters. Things are getting smashed. We're spinning around the order circle thing.
Yep.
You know, thing you put the papers in and spins.
It's either that or a ceiling fan. It's one or the other in a scene like this.
Someone's got to spin around
exactly.
it. They do end up capturing Howard, and they take him to the kitchen, and it looks like they're going to be frying that duck.
Serving some duck on the menu.
Yeah.
Cajun style. That'd be delicious.
Yeah. But that's when we get Leah Thompson shouting out, "That's my boyfriend."
That is a record scratch. Everyone stops and looks. Buys a little time for Dr. Jennings to get further possessed by whatever's possessing him.
Yeah, and then he starts glowing, like really getting really glowy.
He sure does. And I may not have understood this scene, but like Dr. Jennings says, after starting a giant fire,
if you can't take the heat, get out of that kitchen.
So I'll just roll with it, I guess.
Tons of explosions, most of them caused by the flames in his eyes.
Well, and you tell me, at a certain point, he's basically just Darth Vader. Like, he's using the Force to throw stuff around this restaurant, including Howard. He's desperate to get this code key that controls the laser so he can bring other Dark Overlords to Earth. But I found myself wondering, like, how many Dark Overlords do you need? Shouldn't one be enough to take over a planet? Dude is powerful as all hell. Literally the only thing he can't do is turn this movie into a good one. You're telling me he can't take this planet on his own?
Well, we're going to find out whether that's the case or not, because he's going to go try to take Leah Thompson back with him so she can... I guess you need a body of a human when the overlords come to the planet to grow in. They can't come raw dogging it. They need to be put inside. They need to be put inside, right? Like they gotta get wrapped up in a human corpse here.
I guess, though, too, he does have one weakness. We find out in a second that he needs a constant stream of energy to stay alive, and he has to drink it up through his mouth penis.
I wrote it down as a tentacle, but I understand why you're calling it mouth penis. It's real long, though. That's like 5 feet of mouth penis that comes out of him and jams itself into the cigarette lighter port of the car, and he shocks himself with energy.
Howard the Duck's dong bag would not have fit that hose.
Oh, God, no. It would have tore through that thing like a pop can on a...
Is that a common metaphor? I'm familiar with that one. A pop can through a condom. Okay. You guys didn't have a lot of
pop can through.
Didn't have a lot of stuff to do in the town you grew up in. You jam pop cans through condoms
pop can through a
to entertain yourselves. Yes. Good God. Yeah. Sorry.
So they're driving along. He's got that energy.
Yeah.
He uses the port to get the energy, and then he decides that that's not enough. So he has to go get the energy from a nuclear power plant.
Yeah, it does look like that is not going to be enough energy for him. So they are going to have to make a stop at a nuclear power plant. While this is happening, though, Howard the Duck, he knows he can't do anything. She's been kidnapped. So he breaks Tim Robbins out of a cop car he's sitting in to try and beat them to the laser lab. Luckily, this goes off without a hitch, and even more luckily, they find something nearby that will theoretically get them to the lab faster than Dr. Jennings in his truck. It's an abandoned flying machine, which Howard is surprisingly not happy to see.
If God intended us to fly, he wouldn't have taken away our wings.
That's really profound, Howard. Could you find the toolbox?
And I don't know about you, but this is the point in the movie where I realized he didn't have wings.
Ah, yeah, that's fair. I didn't notice before this either.
Yeah.
I just assumed that they were under his clothing.
Yeah, we probably should have noticed, though. After all, he wasn't trying to bang her back in that apartment scene.
Oh.
Come on. There's more. I got more coming.
Oh, that one, I don't know. Banger's a stretch.
All right.
Don't love that one, but that's okay. I like that you're throwing them out there.
You never banged somebody?
Oh, my God. You know what I don't love besides that joke is the hobby plane that they conveniently find.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a hobby plane that someone has built on their own, and it's almost working, but they're able to get this thing started, and we get more of this really terrible action, more duck chasing. It's bad.
Fuck, dude, I was going to say, Dr. Jennings having to make that pit stop at the nuclear plant buys them some time, and the writers of this movie decided to fill that time with shitty flight-based slapstick scenes with Tim Robbins in a midget in a duck suit. God damn, this movie is bad.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad. Some bad green screen effects in here. Tim Robbins like getting wet, kind of like Leah Thompson earlier in the movie.
Come on, man. This is all we have to fall back on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. No, the movie is so bad.
But they make jokes about water sports, and that's definitely something that the duck would be into. So it's
Tim Robbins is hanging down from this thing at one point. He blames the cops are chasing them. And he tells the cops that he's innocent and Howard hijacked the plane. But then it's just a ruse, and then they're back on the same team. It's really fucking bad.
This whole chase sequence is poor and doesn't need to be in here, but it's something that they wanted to film and thought would be fun, and so they stuck it in.
Yeah, you know, it'd be even more fun. A movie that's 90 minutes long instead of fucking 110 minutes long. Get it together, writers.
Clean up that last 20. You could have definitely cut that out.
Last 20, last 45. This whole comedy detour that ends with them crashing into a lake slowed them down a bit. So by the time Howard the Duck and Tim Robbins make it to the giant laser, Dr. Jennings is already there. He's got Leah Thompson strapped to a table, and he's about to put a dark overlord inside her. So they got to scramble, which they do, eventually announcing their arrival by accidentally setting some kind of mini tank thing they rigged up, smashing through the doors of the lab and having it almost run them over. So they're starting out on a high note, and their effectiveness continues when Tim Robbins tries to absorb the demon's energy through a satellite dish and gets taken out like 5 seconds later. Stay hot, fellas. You're doing great.
Oh my God, that was like 10 minutes of movie you just described in 15 seconds, and
I wish it had been 15 seconds of movie.
And I appreciate you for it.
Thank you.
I do love the fact that it's trying to put some dark overlord in her. I know that's the nickname you have for your penis. So
no, it's called the light overlord.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It only brings hope. So they do find the neutron disintegrator, they call it, and that's what I call my penis. And they bring it in to battle the Dark Overlord if they can get it working. We actually get a scene now where Howard the Duck plays chicken with the Dark Overlord. They line themselves up and they go charging at each other. One with his weird, like, Overlord laser eyes, and Howard the Duck with this neutron disintegrator. Who's going to come out on top here in this battle?
Well, you forgot to mention that before this happens, Howard first tries to take a run at him, only to be repelled by the demon's hot breath.
Oh, you're right. Yes, that bad breath does push him away.
It does. But then, yes, they have their standoff, and Howard starts driving towards him, even though he's already been repelled once, and that laser cannon should absolutely be able to shoot from a distance. But for some reason, it works this time, and a series of totally unrealistic explosions seem to indicate the demon inhabiting Dr. Jennings' body has been defeated. Or has it? It hasn't.
It would only be a mercy for all of us if that was the end, but it is not. Because we do see Tim Robbins emerge, and he's kind of okay. Howard the Duck emerges, and he's kind of okay, but we know that time is running short here, that they're going to need to save Leah Thompson. Before they get a chance to do that, though, a big, gross, poor special effects thing shows up on screen.
Yeah, I guess whatever Howard did just sent the demon out of Jennings' body, because while the doctor is back to looking normal, this giant creature with many claws and I think multiple mouths emerges from off the side to threaten Howard, Leah Thompson, and Tim Robbins, swiping at them, threatening to eat them, and shooting laser waves that like cause them to be frozen but all jittery. It was hard to explain what this was. I think the demon was claymation. That or like a weird stop motion thing and superimposed in the frame. Either way, it looked super choppy and again, not at all real.
No, it was like this weird deformed bug creature thing. I think whatever they created it with, it looked scary. Like I could see it being something that would be an intimidating demon thing if it hadn't have had the poor overlay effect.
Yeah, it would have looked scary if they could have made it look realistic.
Yeah, like
and it did not.
If they made it today, it would have looked good. Like they could have done this and it would have looked really cool.
If it wasn't just CG.
Yes.
Yeah. Then you have the same problem, basically.
Yeah, that's true. But even a CG version probably would look scarier.
It wouldn't be hard for this thing to look better.
That's where we're going with this. So, Howard the Duck then decides he's going to take this on. He gives a Tarzan yell.
Inexplicably.
Out of nowhere. The giant monster thing somehow sets the timer going so that in 4 minutes, all of the other overlords are going to arrive and get in the body of Leah Thompson and Tim Robbins. So what does Howard have to do before that 4 minutes goes up?
Well, first he's got to kill that demon thing, which he does with that laser cannon. I guess it just kills him. But then he has to destroy the giant laser. But if that happens, Howard will be trapped on Earth for all eternity. Still, if you think that's going to stop him from doing the right thing, you're crazy. Howard the Duck doesn't even hesitate, staring straight towards his now certain future and saying simply,
"Goodbye, Duck World."
But hey, at least he's going to nail Lorraine Baines McFly, right? He's got that to fall back on.
Not much of a decision for him, right? Like he can either go back to his sad life in Duck World where he wasn't living his dreams, or he can stay here and bang a hot human woman.
Yeah. And that's basically what he ends up doing. We are about to head to the credits, but not before a happy ending that sees Leah Thompson's band enjoying sudden stardom thanks to their new manager and the self-titled theme song he provided for them, Howard the Duck. Tim Robbins has apparently left the scientific community to run their stage show, and Howard even ends up on stage shredding hot licks on the guitar. And speaking of hot licks, we fade out on him kissing Leah Thompson, so they're f***ing. He ducked her down.
My question is...
That's my last one.
I don't ducked her down. Yeah. My question is, women have eggs. Can he fertilize it? What kind of creature are we getting out of their sex?
You just answered the question of where we got the noble platypus from.
Oh. The noble platypus came out of Leah Thompson's Yeah. All right. I'm sure that's what she wants to be known as.
God damn.
Somebody we need to go to. Okay, here's what. If anyone listening wants to go to Wikipedia and adjust her page so that
come on, man.
it says that, I would appreciate you to the nth degree.
God.
Yeah.
How many lawyers are going to be contacting us? We already got who's the one earlier. Fuck, man. We're going to have to bleep so much this episode. But that's it, dude. After this song gets performed and they kiss, we're fading out. And
It was a Howard the Duck song, too.
It was
all
a
about him.
theme
Yeah.
song.
Oh
It's
my
literally
goodness,
just
yeah.
called Howard the Duck.
Yeah, and the band finishes along with the duck.
Yeah,
as they
Howard
head into
finishes.
the theme song. Yeah, it's true.
God damn, man. I don't know what this was supposed to be, but we've said this before about other movies. Some things you watch it and you're like, how did this ever get through, like, just the studio process? How did no one along the way see this and be like, shut it down? We cannot release this on an unsuspecting public.
Same answer as 1941. Nobody could stand up to George Lucas.
God, isn't that just the story of his life, eh?
Yeah.
Fuck, that man's made a bunch of shit. I hate you, George Lucas.
Wow.
No, I
What's
do.
with the vitriol?
I think I said it back when we did Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Spielberg's not exactly like incomplicit in this either. Is that a word? I don't even fucking know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. He is also guilty of some of the same mistakes, and he's also guilty of enabling Lucas to do some of
He
this
is
shit.
George
right?
Lucas's biggest enabler.
Yeah, I agree.
Fuck you, Spielberg.
You're just
Both of
going
you.
after all the
That's
kids
right.
right now. Yeah.
Season 6. We're settling all the scores.
That's it. Cooper is on fire this season. We are hunting everyone down and letting them know how we feel, and they won't give a fuck.
They will never hear about this. Speaking of scores, this is the perfect time to transition to our ratings. The way we always do this, rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 2 times. 1 to 10 for how bad it is, 1 to 10 for how enjoyable. And the goal is 5 movies that are 10 out of 10 on both scales, or what we call the Crit 20. And I'll tell you right now, it's technically in play for me because this movie is 10 out of 10 bad. This thing is like not poorly produced per se, although some of the effects are really bad. It's the story, the premise, really just the existence of this movie. It's all just so awful. It's like someone just wrote a list of like duck puns and tried to write a movie based off that. The plot is just a mishmash, like we said, of other movies that are better than this one. You can just see them pandering to like a children's audience, being like, come on, come spend your money over here. Hey, do you like ducks? Would you like to own a duck toy or some sort of plush duck? We got it. Look at him. He's funny. He waddles around. He fights people. He
Why
makes
would
duck
you
puns.
dress him in a detective's outfit or
I don't
like an
fucking
old
know.
tie? Yeah,
This movie blows ass. It's a 10 bad. That's all I have to say about this. I'm just angry at this point.
that's fair.
How do you feel?
This is one of the longer list of bad notes.
It's
I think
also
I've
a
seen here.
long movie. It's an hour
Yeah,
and 50
there you
minutes.
go.
It's almost 2 hours of this bullshit.
Acting sucks. Tim Robbins has nothing to do here, or he is like, it's a shameful role in his career. I bet you he looks back pretty upset at what
Didn't
came out
slow
of
him
this
down?
one. No, it's just good.
Didn't slow him down?
Yeah, Leah Thompson is not good here.
Well,
Her acting is bad. Anytime she has to deliver believable emotions and lines, they are
how are you
poor.
supposed to believably deliver a line that you're
Show
attracted
me you're
to
in
a
love with that duck.
in a duck
If
costume?
you want to bang that duck, you need to show me that you mean it. And I did not come across.
It's a tall order for any.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep couldn't have pretended
Oh,
to
she could for
love
sure.
this duck.
Don't you dare besmirch the great, good goddamn name of Meryl Streep.
We will never, ever, ever see her on this podcast, will we?
No.
She's not made a lot of
She's
bad
not
movies.
in those movies. Someone,
Oh.
if you can find a bad Meryl Streep movie for us.
Oh, yeah, bring it on. Let's do it.
It's supposed to be a comedy that does not work. Like, it doesn't work
It's supposed to be a comedy? Then they
It's supposed to be a
succeeded
comedy.
wildly.
Yeah, well, yeah. If it's supposed to be a comedy that doesn't work, bravo, because you've done it. The visual effects are terrible. Like, all of the laser stuff and the explosions and the other things, they look like things that are happening in a Star Wars outer space activity when they're supposed to be real life explosions.
Can I interject here for 1 second?
Yeah.
And I'm not changing my number, but as Dr. Jennings is like devolving into this demon creature,
Yeah.
I thought some of the makeup on him when he's all sweaty and like
the makeup is
essentially
good.
decaying was pretty decent.
I actually think that is, so when we get to my enjoy, makeup is the top of my list.
I would give that like a 0.3 against the bad rating, but it would still run up to a 10. It's like a 9.7, but like the makeup is solid on that character specifically alone.
Yeah, that's fair. The overblown action sequences are a lot. The weird bestiality sub-themes. The bad guy, I don't understand why that's a credible threat against the planet or universe. Like, there has to be a more believable... I know we're bringing a duck from another universe into this one, but like just to have some like ultimate monster of the universe that shows up just seems like a cop-out.
Ducks and demons don't have a lot in common.
No, it would have been funny if it was something that is like a natural predator of a duck that shows up and is going to end the world, right? Like something that connected a little bit better. So all of that stuff together, and there's a lot of things on my list there. I had this as a 9-10, but I think I'm going to go with 10. I'm going to stick with the 10. I don't think there's much redeemable about this.
If you had said 9, I was going to get up and just leave.
You're like, this is
I
over.
was just
We're
gonna
done.
leave.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a 10. Enjoyability.
There's no chance of a crit 20 for the record.
No
one at this room is giving this 10 enjoyable.
No. My very top of the list was the makeup. I actually thought the makeup on the transformation of the Doctor was good. And I do think that the Howard the Duck costume or whatever it is they're wearing is well made as an evolved duck. Like, it looks like a real duck. It's creepy as fuck. But
the mask, though, the headdress?
I think it's okay. Like, I think it looks pretty good. I think that the costuming and setting in the 80s is
can we
well
talk
done.
about that, though? We had this comment while we were watching this. Where do all of his duck clothes come from on Earth?
Well,
he gets sucked into this vortex wearing like a bathrobe in his apartment in what the fuck, Marshington, D.C.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everywhere he goes, he's got like 30 outfits on planet Earth. Leah Thompson, a seamstress also?
She is, yeah.
We don't see any of that. He's just got all these clothes. Where the fuck did these clothes come from?
It is true. He should be a naked duck. And I know you're upset you didn't see enough duck dong because that was what you were hoping for here. And I know that's
I do like long duck dong.
Yeah,
16 Candles reference.
It's going to affect your rating here for enjoyability. But I thought the makeup was interesting. I thought the 80s stuff was interesting. I thought it was batshit. Like, it was confusing and weird, and sometimes that brings enjoyability. It was both frustrating and enjoyable, I think, to see here. The biggest thing that kept me involved in this movie was just whether or not she was going to fall in love and bang a duck. And
but it was so obvious so early.
It's true.
They didn't build any suspense to that.
I thought that they weren't going to go there. I thought they would have more taste in this, but I had this as a 5 enjoyable. So pretty neutral.
Rating is so much higher than mine.
It's kind of like, it's not positive. It's very neutral.
It's literally neutral. You don't feel good or bad about it. Didn't hate it, didn't love it.
Yeah, I'd never watch it again.
Didn't like it, didn't dislike it.
Yeah.
When you put it like that.
Yeah, if you say it that way, maybe. Okay, we're going to adjust. You convinced me. It took a lot of effort. This is a 4 enjoyable. A 4 enjoyable.
You're still higher than me.
All right.
I have this as a 2 enjoyable.
Ooh.
I enjoyed Leah Thompson in this movie. I didn't think her acting was as bad as you. I think it's a tough assignment. I think she gave it a real shot. I think she was really trying. I think she's never looked better.
So the truth comes out. Yeah, now we know what you enjoyed about this movie.
Hey man, listen, if there's an attractive lady in a movie and I enjoy watching that attractive lady on screen, that's part of my enjoyment for the movie. I'm a man, Noel.
Not a duck.
Not a duck.
But that duck.
A duck would also
do it
attract
anyway.
Leah Thompson, yeah. So I enjoyed her in this. I did think the makeup was good, specifically on Dr. Jennings as he's devolving. There were a couple of the duck puns that I did enjoy. At the beginning when we're seeing some of the Play Duck magazine when he was in his apartment, a couple of those I was kind of like, all right, I'm down with this. And they just beat me down over the course of the runtime of this is way too fucking
Isn't
long.
that what George Lucas does? He just beats you down over time.
He takes a good thing and just stretches it out until it's an unbearable slog of his worst impulses. And listen, he didn't direct it. He didn't even write it. He just produced it, but I feel like his fingerprints are all over this thing.
His DNA is all over here, just like the duck's DNA is all up inside Leah Thompson. Yeah.
Exactly. No, so I thought the Tim Robbins character was unbearable. I thought the Howard the Duck was just fucking creepy. Just so creepy. I did not think that was a good... Whatever you thought about the head and the what, it's just so fucking creepy. I did not care for it.
You're going to have duck nightmares.
I am going to have duck nightmares. It's a 2. Yeah. Again, never seen this before. Glad that I finally watched it. Not going to watch it again. Wish I didn't own the Blu-ray. but I do.
No way to support physical media.
Physical media forever. That we will never abandon that principle here in our 6th season. Yeah, man, just a real fucking bad times. How about this beer? You enjoy this beer?
Oh, I thought for a second you were about to say it was bad times. I do not think it was at all. I found it very crushable. Very juicy. And citrusy. Kind of the style of IPAs I enjoy. I think Burdock has done a really good job with this one, and I'd be excited to try some of their other beers.
All right, here's what I'm going to say about this.
Yeah.
Very drinkable.
Yeah.
It wasn't hazy.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It describes itself as juicy and citrusy.
Yeah.
And I got both of those things. This beer's not bad.
Oh my goodness. That sounds like an endorsement of an IPA.
I don't understand.
I
don't understand what's happening to me. I thought we left this behind. When I tried that one close to the end of season 5, and I was like, oh, good. I still don't like these. This went down real smooth, man. I have never had a Burdock beer before this one. If I have, I don't remember it. And this is pretty good. And like, this is again in that category. Please stop singing this. This is again in that category where if someone's like, I only have IPAs, so you have to drink an IPA, I'd be like, do you have Burdock Ducks?
Do you have the Ducks?
Yeah. And I would drink it again.
Beautiful. Love it.
Don't know what to say. But what I was going to say originally about bad times, not good times, I'm kind of worried the next movie we talk about is also going to be that. Because this is widely regarded as one of the worst movies of all time. Yeah, that's what I found when I Googled it. I believe it's based on a video game, but you know what video games mean. I could be corrected on that. 2 weeks from today, we're going to be watching a horror movie from the 2000s. It's Alone in the Dark. Do you want to hear the cast for this one?
It sounds super familiar, but I don't think I've played the game or seen the movie.
Slater.
Christian?
Reed.
Oh, Tara?
Dorf.
Steven?
Was this a straight to video? I don't even know. But that's who we've got for this. Yeah, it's apparently really, really bad. And this is one where, full disclosure, like I found a beer first, and this beer is great, and I just wanted to put a movie with a beer. So
so you searched a word for a movie,
and it's really bad. It's a really bad movie, apparently.
Yeah,
so
will it be fun? I guess is the question.
I don't know. That is the question. I love Christian Slater, so
I thought you were going to say Tara Reid, but that's okay.
I'm not going to say anything bad about Tara Reid. Although, if you'd seen the face I just made, that would have probably said everything it needed to. I'm an American Pie fan.
Yeah.
What else can you say, really? I don't know. Anyway, Alone in the Dark is going to be what we're doing in 2 weeks from now. Before then, if you haven't already, please follow us on social media at the BMB Podcast on Twitter and Instagram.
If you want to complain about this episode, send us emails to the bmbpodcast@gmail.com. We'll accept requests for movies and or suggestions for beers as well, if you'd love to do that.
Yeah, man. If you're checking us out for the first time, I don't know why you choose this episode, but if you are, and you like what you hear, man, hit the subscribe button wherever you get your podcast. Give us a rating or a review there. Help spread the good word. And we're hoping to, see a lot more of you throughout this season. Hope you're enjoying what we're putting down. Maybe not today with Howard the Duck. We'll see. But we hope you'll join us in 2 weeks' time for Alone in the Dark. Until then, I'm Cooper.
And I'm Nolan.
And we'll see you next time on Bad Movies and Beer.
Keep f***ing the duck.
Oh, God. More adventure than humanly possible.